All right, race fans. This is Donnie Watts here with Right Rear Racing. We're going to be bringing in Jaden Mayhan today. We're going to do a little quick driver's interview, and I mean he is one of the fan favorites, so why not get his input on everything here? And Jaden, you there?
Yeah, got you, man. How's it going?
It's going all right. Man, you've been driving the 51 car for the Midwest Outlaws Dirt Series,
Yeah,
and
I've. Go ahead.
uh,
That's my bad.
you've been driving it in the street stocks and ventured out with the pro lates that we just started, and
Yeah.
currently holding points in the or leading the points in the street stocks. I mean, how long have you been running with on the iRacing here?
Well, I think since your guys' second street stock seasons when I started in with you guys, I did run back in the old Xbox days with you guys and uh, ventured into the iRacing a little bit here. I guess last season.
Got you. And it's a little bit of a transition coming over here to the iRacing scene from the
Oh,
Xbox scene.
yeah, absolutely. Which I'm sure we'll get into it shortly in our interview, but it's not been as much of a transition for myself as it is maybe for some others. But
Oh yeah, it's 100%. Go ahead and tell everyone what kind of wheel do you use?
and I use a left and right analog stick on a $30 Xbox controller from the good Walmart.
And you wouldn't be able to tell that you're on a controller. I still race side by side with you, and I still question it to this day if you're actually on a controller. But you're,
Absolutely. No, I've raced iRacing with the wheel for a while, but once my actual racing in real life kind of took over, it was time to sell the sim rig, and I couldn't get away from it. So I was like, man, I gotta try something. So we just hooked the controller up and went.
I mean, how long have you been racing in real life?
So I started my rookie season was 2016. I got my first car for my 16th birthday. So I started in 2016. Started running the front wheel drive stuff in Indiana, and yeah, kind of ventured from there. I think I raced all the way up until this past season, so 2023.
Pretty long venture there. So racing's
Oh,
running in your
absolutely.
blood.
Yeah, like I told you this before off stream. My middle name's Eldora, so I'm like die hard into it. There's
That
there's
is, he's not lying on that, guys. I had to question him on that. His middle name is Eldora.
yeah, it's a crazy middle name, but it's been in my dirt racing's been in my blood, for 3 or 4 generations now. So it's something I definitely enjoy. I've always been a part of it. Any way I can be involved in it, I do. Even though I don't race, cars, this year in real life, I've still been helping some people and doing a little bit of consulting on the sides for setup stuff. So
Didn't you do a little bit of tech as well?
yeah. This beginning of this year, we had a local track down here in Kentucky where I moved to back to my hometown, and they needed a tech official for the first about 6 races this year, and I figured why not? We'll just jump in and try it out.
Hang on 1 second, please. All right, and sorry about that. We had someone join in on this. Um, but one question I have for you is, do you have any why number 51?
Yeah, so my rookie season, my race car number was actually 99. It's the year I was born. It's a long story with it's a lot of family members that I grew up around. They started with number 95. The next one had 96, 97. My stepbrother had 98. So I was like, man, 99 fits perfect. We My first race car was acquired from my great uncle, and then he passed away the year after. So I was sitting that winter after my rookie season and was like, man, how am I gonna give some sort of tribute back to him? Because I kind of wouldn't have got my first car if it wasn't for him. So I picked a picture off the wall in the old race shop and took it to a graphics guy and did a wrap, and his number happened to be 51, and it kind of stuck from there. Really gained some success in racing with that number and got known as the guy that ran the 51 car. So it just hung on from there.
kind of hung on in the real life scene, then you're transitioning it over to the iRacing scene. It sounds
Yeah,
like.
yeah, it means something to me now. It meant something when I first put it on the car, and I've just continued to keep it. So it's a it's a number that means a lot to me in a bunch of ways. So
Oh yeah, most definitely. Before we get off here, do you have any sponsors that you would like to make a shout out to?
yeah, absolutely. So Outlaw Design and Wraps for making all of my iRacing cars look super nice. You can see them flashing across the screen there. Man, they look fantastic. Um, like Right Rear Racing, you guys do a broadcast for our racing, get us out there, get us some views. I enjoy it. I go back and watch my replays and see how I can improve. It's very different being on the controller, so everything I can watch to figure out what I'm doing wrong or what I'm doing right is super helpful. So just want to thank you guys for that.
Yeah, no problem, man. And is that all the sponsors you have there?
Yeah, I believe that's
Okay.
all. It's on the new wraps, anyways. We don't pretty much just do it for the fun, man, to get out and
Oh,
enjoy it, meet
oh yeah.
great people, and uh, and have a great time.
Oh yeah, 100%. Um, Before we get off here, because we have a race that's going to be practice starting in 40 minutes. It's going to be Oswego.
Yep.
How do you feel about Oswego? Because apparently we're going to go back to the post that I made on Monday on the Right Rear Racing Facebook page, and it seemed like you had a fan club coming on there saying that Jaden Mayhan's fast. So, how do you feel at Oswego, and will you be able to maintain your
Well,
points
I,
lead?
I sure hope I can maintain the lead. We're really going into Oswego with a mindset of just hoping to get a top five out of it. Not a track that I run a lot of laps on. Um, it's a very unique track. And with that being said, it makes it even more unique trying to drive it with a controller. You're the humps coming out. Everyone knows that anyone that's raced the bumps coming out of turn two cause kind of a little bit of a chaos there. So, you
Yes.
know, it's a I guess we'll see what kind of track we get tonight. If it's super fast, we might be able to hang. If it gets slicked up, it's hard to say. Throttle control is definitely a little bit of a tricky spot for me. So we're working
Yeah.
on trying to get that better. But
I don't know how you can do throttle control with that right finger. I mean, I
uh,
can't do it, but
dude, it's definitely difficult. There's been many nights where after I get done, my hand is like fully cramped up. I'm like, my gosh, I've got to just buy another wheel. But I enjoy the challenge. It's just another thing that makes it a little bit more fun for me and a little bit more challenging. So I enjoy it.
so Oswego, which we've already talked about that track, how coming out of turn two, you got the bumps, you're going up the track, it seems like going uphill into that wide turn three, but then turn four is narrows out as well. Like you said,
Yeah,
it's very challenging.
the
So
track
that,
has a lot of potential to have two or three lanes in it. I've never raced street stocks on it, so
I
that's
haven't
gonna
either,
be.
so it's going to be a challenge. I think a lot of people in the
I've
league
ran the
hasn't
sprint
ran it.
cars on it. I've ran the modifieds on it. We've ran the late models on it. So I've got a little bit of confidence of knowing where the lanes are. But street stocks are a different animal, so it's going to be fun for sure.
And then we follow it up after the street stocks. We follow up with the pro late models at 8:30 Central Time, and it's going to be at Knoxville. And I know that you finally went out to Knoxville for the Knoxville Nationals this year for the first time ever,
Yeah, yeah,
and you've kind of fallen in love with that track after that, from my understanding.
yeah, yeah. So I'm from Kentucky originally. A lot of when I was younger, it was a lot of bull ring, small, high bank tracks. Then go to Indiana, and it's there's a bunch of quarter mile, medium bank tracks there. Going out to Iowa to see the black dirt, big, fast half mile, then watching World Outlaw sprint cars on it made it that much even better. It was a ton of fun. Got to meet hang out with some great people, watch an awesome race, and that made me. I was like, man, as soon as I got back home, I got on iRacing, and every class there was to run on it, I'm like, I'm running Knoxville, and so I think that helped me a lot. Getting a little bit better. I put a ton of laps in on it. The street stocks, obviously, I had a pretty good race. I was able to go like second quick in qualifying or third maybe.
No, you got the quick time in
Did I get
qualifying.
quick time?
Yes, you
Okay,
got quick time with qualifying. You swept the night with qualifying, heat race, and
gotcha.
your feature win as well.
And so, I've got a little bit of confidence going into it with the Pro Late models too. But there's that little bit of a variation on what track conditions do we get? Do we get it super slick? Is we burning it up in hot laps? It's a really
The,
there's a
it
lot of
seems
variables there.
it seems like the prolates they burn up the track a little bit faster than the
Yeah,
street stocks
absolutely.
do. So
Uh, and I kind of look forward to that. The last competitive race there I ran, I apologize to the guys that run the league or whatever, but we jumped over and ran another race with some guys, and I qualified terrible, heat race terrible, comes through the B main, start 18th in the feature, and was able to get up there side by side with you and Jordan Gerling for the win and pull it off from 18th. So I've got a little bit of confidence going into it, but we'll see how tonight goes.
oh yeah, it should be a fun one tonight. And thank you, Jaden, for taking time out of your day to jump over here, let the fans kind of get to know you a little bit with the interview and everything. So again, thank
Yeah.
you.
Absolutely. No, man, thank you for having me on. And if you guys are on here watching or get to watch the replay, you guys definitely got to follow along, jump in on the lives or watch the replays for the racing. Some super great racing with some super great guys. So definitely check it out. We look forward to seeing your comments, and hopefully we get some fans.
Oh yeah, and we're going to be broadcasting live the 305s on Mondays, starting at
Yeah, I'm
7:30 Central. That's going to be the first
super
time
looking
doing
forward
live
to
for
that one.
me. So it's going to be fun calling that one as well.
Yeah, that's going to be a good time. I'm kind of still green behind the ears on the sprint car scene, but we're working and getting some
Yep.
lap time, getting some laps in on it. So that should be
Well,
fun.
you might be green behind the ears, but Outlaw Designs and Reps, they did a spectacular job on that 305 rig, and
That
it's going to
car
look
looks so
amazing
amazing.
going through that stream.
Yeah, I couldn't think of anything better, with my number being 51. I was like, man, what am I going to call my little motorsports thing? And Scott Bloomquist, obviously we all know his tragic passing and stuff, and in the racing world, that he was a hero of mine. He's always been an alien type, he likes the alien stuff, and so I thought, you know what, I can incorporate him without putting him in there. And
Yeah,
Gavin took that Area 51 theme with the number and everything and made it reality, and he did such an amazing job. So
yeah. I'm still in shock with how well it looks.
yeah, I mean, if you guys are looking for an iRacing wrap, you've got to hit up Gavin at Outlaw Design and Wraps and get him to work on something. It gets even better if you let him cut loose and use his imagination, because that's all him. I gave him an idea and let him turn loose with it, and it turned out fantastic.
All right, again, thank you for joining in and doing this interview. We're going to go ahead and cut loose so that way we can have 30 minutes of rest
Yep.
time before we have to actually do our practice tonight. And good luck to you tonight in both classes.
Yep. Thank you, Donnie. You as well.
Yep. And thank you again for joining in. And anyone that's on the stream, thank you for joining in and watching. Again, like Jaden mentioned, feel free to jump in the comments anytime that we're live doing any post broadcast. Your comments actually get me to join along with you, and I will chime in and carry on the conversation with you as well. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. Catch us hopefully on Thursday or Friday for the post broadcast of tonight's races with the street stocks and the prolates.